Well, conflict between Israel and militants is not new to the Gaza Strip. Fox 5's Richard Giacovas joins us live right now in the studio to explain how it has reached this point. Richard.
Arthur, in modern history, nothing like this has ever happened between Israel and Palestinian militants. A conflict that has been raging for decades has now become an all-out war after Hamas's unprecedented attack overnight across Israel's southern border. But how did Israel and Gaza reach this breaking point? It's a long history that many now believe is well past the point of any solution. The barrage of rockets, followed by the never-ending sound of sirens, echoed through much of the Israeli nation into the night Saturday, a seemingly never-ending nightmare for the soldiers and civilians trying to protect their homeland. Hamas, it seems, was not deterred from attacking Israel. Experts say the terrorists were not stopped by doing so by border security, allowing the group to fire the missiles by land, by sea, and in the air. And once they entered, many of the border regions became a war zone.
The ability to infiltrate into towns and kibbutzim and villages inside Israel in pickup trucks and shoot and probably kidnapping people. This is probably the most serious that I can remember.
So why did the conflict finally reach this breaking point? Hamas claims a number of reasons, including a 16-year blockade of Gaza, Israeli raids inside West Bank cities over the past year, Israeli settlers also entering a sacred mosque in Jerusalem, holy to both Jews and Muslims. The terrorist organization describing Jewish people praying there as desecration. Experts say this is Palestinian militant reaction because everything else failed, including peace processes and Israel's refusal to negotiate with Palestine.
What about the right of Palestinians to defend themselves? We are the ones who are under occupation. We are the ones who are under siege. We are the ones who are displaced.
But others claim this is more than just a terror organization at work, that the Iranian Revolutionary Guard could also have some involvement.
Captives. They know what captives can do. One Israeli soldier, Gilad Shalit, and that's the price that Israel is willing to pay. 1,124 terrorists were let out 5 years after he was kidnapped to be able to get him back alive.
There is still so much fright, so much fear of what happens next, especially for U.S. citizens now trapped in Israel. A coalition of New York City law enforcement, along with police departments from Long Island, Westchester, and Rockland counties, are currently in Israel. Dozens traveling to the nation yesterday for an educational trip amid rising anti-Semitism. Richard Preem is with Community Security Services, a volunteer nonprofit who organized the trip. Fox 5 spoke with Preem, who was currently in Israel.
Being at the location and running to the shelter because you only have 15 seconds once the siren goes off to get yourself to safety, sharing that location with kids, with families who are crying or upset, who are scared, because nobody knows what's going on. Again, I tell you that the scale of the attack that happened today is something that even people who come to Israel quite often, such as myself, are not familiar with. It's unprecedented.
Unprecedented. Before today's attack, the last war between Israel and Hamas was in 2021, an 11-day war that killed at least 250 people in Gaza and 13 in Israel. The assault today occurring on the 50th anniversary of the 1973 war. Another surprise attack then when Egypt and Syria coordinated a surprise attack on Israel on Yom Kippur, the holiest day in the Jewish calendar. Arthur.
All right, thank you, Richard.